Everyone's
restaurant.
quiet.
Yep.
What up, Twitch? It's your boy, Durandi, back in town for goddamn Pugmire. What up, Twitch? It's your boy.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Is that the first
Special
thing that
guest
showed
this
up?
week.
That is
Oh,
the
yeah.
first thing that showed up, was him doing that.
Nice.
God. No! Spilled my
Welcome
dice.
to Randy's stream. Special guest star this week, Merlin.
Merlywin.
No!
Merlin.
Whirlywind.
Whirly man.
Whirly Man, yes. Whirly Man. That's how you say it.
We're here with Whirly man, Duran.
Back from the dead.
The McCracken.
And Ree.
And Ree. Ree!
I'm your
Alright,
host,
Danny.
Shafter.
Autism intensifies.
Alright. I have my dice, I have a pen, and I have my papers.
Okay. So, when we last left off, what do you guys remember of what we did?
I remember
We go
sweet
ambush a
chocolate
convoy
donuts.
in the forest, and you were really not happy with us for doing that.
True. Alright.
Don't we have the box?
Yes, you now have the box, and after a failed attempt from Podrick to go into town and buy a cart, Davey went and bailed him out
Yeah, Podrick. Jesus.
and brought back a cart. So now you are there, wounded from your battle with the badgers. Did you do anything with the badger bodies? I don't remember.
actually-
I don't think we tried to cook them.
Okay.
Aw. Next time, we should really think about cooking them. For science.
Also, I deleted the 2005 word off my computer, and now I'm back into Open Office, and it hurts my soul.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't even have Office on my computer.
Me
I
neither.
meant to go finally buy a version that wasn't, more than 10 years old, but I didn't. Also, what do I want to have for dinner?
Food.
I'm eating a Z-bar.
I had pizza.
I had lunch like an hour ago, so.
As well as a side of white cheddar popcorn.
Last night I had bacon roasted chicken and potatoes.
Mm.
The potatoes were not as soft as I wanted them to be, but otherwise it was very good. And very not vegetarian.
Nope.
Alright,
That's
so
not the right password.
you're standing there with
Yes.
your cart.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
Enterprise cart riddle.
Yep.
Aren't we taking the box to somebody?
I
Yes.
would like to remember what our goal was for killing these badgers.
You were doing this to intercept a shipment from a rat near Mutt Town. Not Mud Town, Mutt Town.
No
And
relation to the Blood Town.
yes,
Gotcha.
and you are bringing it back to I think it's Port of Porton.
Hold on. I'm trying to fix formatting
Portflix?
in my note file.
Yeah, I just don't remember what the town was, but you're bringing it back to the rat Collins in order to get paid.
It has double spaced everything. It makes me cry. See, there was a shipment of alchemical goods coming from the east in Mutttown. Collins says intercept. We'll get 1/10 of shipment for success. All damages come out of our payments. See, you got to Mutttown, the edge of the fearful forest.
We got a cart. Perfect.
I don't
We'll hide the
see.
shipment underneath the badger bodies.
I don't.
What was the cart for?
It had alchemical goods in it for
Oh,
Colin.
okay.
I don't see anything of where I wrote down, like where we were taking it. I'm trying to fix the other slide right now. Because open office is making me cry.
The port town of Portton, I think, is what we decided.
Port
Yeah.
town of Portington.
Portington. Yes, that's what it was.
Yes.
Portington.
The port town of Portington. That is
Okay.
where Collins is based, and so that is where you will be bringing the box back.
How do you insert a text box on a slide?
Ah.
The fucking open office.
All right.
As a dog of good breeding, is my family known in this town?
No. Specifically because this is not a town where they care about good breeding or anything like that. In fact, you will probably be looked down on if you were to try to use your purebred status.
No.
Uh-oh.
No wonder I got
This
that one.
is Mutt Town.
Yeah.
Literally the town of mutts.
So we need
This is where
Davy to do everything for us.
This is where the strays and the pariahs of society congregate.
Yeah, Davy.
Podrick doesn't want to touch anything.
That sounds a pretty cool place.
Podrick is mad you sent him here.
All right.
It's not my fault you got arrested for trying to rent a cart.
What do?
Then we just need to resupply and take our cart of ill-gotten gains as fast as we can back to our contract.
All right.
Where is our compound?
We do not have one.
Oh.
So you set off down the road, out of the forest, I would assume.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. As you pull up to the gates of Mutt Town, the guards call for you to stop. Do you stop?
Yes.
Wait, I thought we were leaving.
You
We're
are
leaving.
heading. You
Yeah,
are
they're-
leaving
they're
the
stopping us
forest.
from Leaving.
You have
Oh,
to
okay.
travel through Mutt Town,
Oh.
unless you want to go off road.
This sounds like an adventure.
All right. So, as you stop for the guards, one of them says, "Our captain has asked to speak with you. If you would follow us, you can bring the cart along."
Is this like a you as in one of us, or you as in all of us?
All of you.
What,
Ah.
Josh? I'm in the middle of something. What's up?
Well, I don't really think we have a choice
What?
here.
Ask the cards. Do we have a choice? We will just be on our way.
Not a good one. All right. So.
Do you know who my family is? I'm joking.
All right, so they lead you back to the same guardhouse that you had come to a couple of times previously. This is where you asked for the information about the badgers, or not the badgers, about the rat, and it was where you found, where Davy, you found Podrick after he got arrested. And so they lead you in. They inform you that your cart will be watched over. You don't have to worry about it.
Do we believe him?
Let's see.
I believe them.
Trying to remember
These are good mutts.
whether
best
sense
nuts.
motive is a thing.
Ask them and they'll say that these are the best mutts.
Davy vouches for them.
I don't even know these guys.
I kind of
Yeah.
look shiftily over at Davy, but I know he's from the
Um,
underworld, so
okay.
he'd have the best judge
Atticus.
character.
I shiftily look back.
If you
because
want,
that's how I
you
look at
can
everything.
make a wisdom roll.
No. Since Davey seems to trust him, I know Davey's of the like weird, creepy underworld stuff.
Whoa. What are you saying? Racist.
All right. So they lead you in, ask you to sit at a table, and they say, "Wait here for a moment."
Can I reach the table when I sit in a chair?
Yes. They.
Oh, okay. Do they give me my booster seat, or do I don't have to worry about that?
It's basically like sort of like a picnic table. There's just benches. You're sitting like a little bit lower than everyone else. Like, here's the table. Here's you.
I'm probably the
Whereas
same way. I'm pretty
everyone
short.
else. You can just barely see over the table.
Okay.
Yeah. So they tell you to wait for a moment. After a few minutes, a man comes in, obviously better dressed than all of them. You would guess that he was a Scottish Terrier, except for the fact that he is about as tall as Rosa.
Is Rosa tall?
Yes,
She's a Doberman.
That's why
so-
she's my steed.
she's a Doberman.
It doesn't take much to be taller than you. So that's all I was asking.
He sits down and says, "All right, so my guards tell me that you were seen coming out of the forest on exactly the same road as the road that a group of badgers usually travels down, carrying a box of exactly the same shape and size as what those badgers usually carry,
What?
sporting wounds that, if I were to hazard a guess, came from battle axes. That looks like a javelin wound." And he points to the hole in Podrick's shoulder. And, Charles, who usually carry battle axes and javelins? And the guard he talks to, who's standing there, clears his throat. Badgers, sir. Badgers, yes. So you can probably guess what I've guessed.
No, I can't.
We've been attacked by badgers for the past 3 weeks.
So this is something you do regularly. Rob badgers of their cargo.
Hey,
No.
to be fair, they attacked us in a cave while we were trying to save some fucking puppies.
Really? Well, I have no idea how you could verify that. But what I have right now is the shipment that usually comes around every month or so from this alchemist has been intercepted by a group of robbers. Shite robbers, to be sure, but robbers nonetheless.
What's that have to do with us?
He's just not even going to bother to entertain that.
I told you I couldn't follow your train of logic. It was too bizarre and unaccountable.
Did you think that just because you're dogs and they're badgers, that we would just not care?
I mean, this isn't a dog town, and we just kind of walked up. But you seem to be implying something, so why don't you spit it out?
We are
I'm not
good
following.
dogs. We're good boys.
We're good boys. And
I'm not
girls.
following your train of logic, sir.
Well, that's the problem. So am I.
Yes, it is. That's why I'm
So I
asking the
can't-
question.
So, why don't you tell me why you have a box of what smells to be alchemical goods?
Neat. Because we were hired to go get a shipment and bring it back. We were told that the Badgers would hand it to us, and we're like, okay. So we go and meet them, and then they draw swords and attack us. So we defended ourselves.
Hmm.
It is what it is, sir.
Yeah.
Typical double cross.
Make a, let's say, bluff check. That would be charisma.
What about a whopping 4?
Ooh.
So yeah, he just like, uh-huh.
Correct.
So,
I'm gonna ask him. So how do you rectify the situation?
Well, if you were part of... Well, let me start by asking you, what do you all know about Mutt Town?
Town full of mutts.
We
Yep.
obviously do not. They obviously do not know about my family, so
You are correct.
really not in the know.
Both of you.
What do we know about Mudtown?
And it's full of good
Mucktown
dogs. Lots of good
Is a town apart from the rest of Pugmire. We do not
Need my help?
have all the same laws as the fancier purebred towns. But we do still have laws. Now, if you were part of Mutt Town, and this were part of a sanctioned robbery from bandits, then it could work. It could be fine. However, you're outsiders. Stealing from a group that has paid us for security. So you see the problem here.
Yes, I do. See, this did not occur inside Mutttown, so you have no jurisdiction.
Do you really think we care about jurisdiction?
I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna stand up and walk out.
The guards stop you.
Hoop, hoop, hoop. I just like ninja. No, I'm kidding. So you don't. Whoa. So you're telling me that you don't care? So what's the problem here? You obviously don't care.
I
so I'm just
wouldn't.
gonna leave.
The other problem.
You got paid.
There is a rat that those badgers usually meets here.
Oh,
if it
so
weren't
you
for
guys
that
are the
rat-
robbers. I got it. You
If it
guys
weren't
are-
for that rat, I could just let you go and charge them extra to guard them the next time from the fort all the way through town. It actually would work out better for all of us. But because of that other rat, I need to keep up appearances, as it were. And having you lot, the robbers, captured for him to see will still allow me to make the deal to get more payment out of this. Because a town without laws quickly falls, but a town without money falls even quicker. Even us guards are expected to share. Mumble is very interested in the water bottle.
So, what he's implying is that we're going to be scapegoats, correct?
No.
Yes, but remember, he also said he's a
I'm
good
asking that out of
dog.
character. Out of character.
Okay.
Okay,
But
also
no,
out of
he's
character.
not saying you're scapegoats. He's
Also-
saying you're robbers.
Also out of character, isn't he also a good dog? He says he's got to keep up appearances. If we have to trust him, why can't the rat he's trying to work for trust him? And we just take the cargo and go. And he tells the rat he stopped us. We got some bloody wounds. We can drip some more blood on the floor and make it look there was a fight.
Are you suggesting that to the captain?
No, I am suggesting that
Okay.
as full meta knowledge to everybody else over here.
So, Davy
So-
hates secrets with a burning passion, as it says on his character sheet.
Okay.
This is how it gets good.
So, I'm gonna grab the fucking guard by the door and throw him into the other guard. Punch him, push him right in
Aren't
the
we
way.
still like really wounded? And
Oh,
Yes. Very much so.
I don't even know how much HP I got left. I'm just pissed.
yeah, I don't either.
Getting some bad lag here.
What do you want? Huh? What do you want?
Oh,
cat.
meow.
Oh.
Cats
Just
can't be trusted.
How many guards are there?
All right, so
many
you're
guards are
going to do that. Roll. Let's see. Let's go with just an attack roll at the moment. I'm gonna see a grapple. I think is what it would be. But yeah, for now, just roll a d20.
How many guards are there
In the room,
in the room?
uh,
Yeah.
there's the captain in front of you, and the 2 guards at the doors, and
Who
you,
Davy is rushing.
yes, and you know that this is a guard house.
Now,
So-
I want to point out, I'm not trying to deal damage. I'm trying to shove him into the other guard. So the AC would be on their would be a touch AC, since I'm not actually trying to get through armor or anything.
We're all
It'd
gonna die.
it'd just be 10 plus their dexterity.
All right. I'm just trying to see. I tried to look up grapple. Turns out it's not a thing. But let me roll up or find some stats to do, because I honestly wasn't expecting you to try to fight them.
Sorry, this is my character flaw.
Can I?
How does this apply to hating secrets, though?
No matter what, I just can't stand secrets. And Mao is currently used as a scapegoat and a cat spot. I can't stand it. This guy is
You're
using
not
us
being
to try
used
to,
as a scapegoat.
or we're using
You're the
used as a-
criminal. You're
No, no,
clearly
no.
the guilty party. You know this.
We are being used for this guy to extort more money out of someone else.
True. I agree with him.
He's not wrong.
Also, you gotta remember, Davy's got an intelligence of 10. He misinterprets things on
He's
occasion.
your average intelligence.
Yes, and he
Not that you're a
averagely
moron.
misunderstood. Yeah, think how stupid
Nice.
the average person is, alright? Let's be real here.
All right. So what did you roll?
Oh, am I gonna add in, like, what, dexterity or strength or anything?
Yeah, this would be a strength check.
So the total is 14.
Okay.
Can I see the captain?
Since,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so you're just saying you shoved him?
Shove him into the other guard.
Okay.
No,
You
get him out.
successfully shove him. He gets knocked into the other guard. They are momentarily confused.
Roll
And
out, boy. Excess stage
While,
left.
while I see this, do I
so
see
you're
the
just going to
captain's-
try and run?
Do I see the captain's like weapons or keys or anything that are on him? Is the captain armed?
Yes.
Does he have keys?
He's probably got 4 of them.
He does have a key ring. But, yeah.
I'm gonna cast. So what weapons does he have on him that I can see?
He has a longsword. He is also wearing like leather armor. Pretty decent leather armor.
I want to cast a magic paw to grab his long sword out from his sheath. To pull it, to basically force pull it to us.
I'm just looking at Jamar's face. He's just like, what is happening?
All right.
I mean, I see Davey do this, and I'm
how
like, all
much-
right, we're go time.
Is this what you were
How-
afraid of?
No, this is actually one of the things I wasn't expecting.
Yeah!
Woo.
Let me read.
And it wasn't me
That's how
this
it
time.
All right. So how
It says
much?
you-
How
says
much
you-
weight can a mage paw carry?
Full
It
size
doesn't.
boat.
It says you can use your paw to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the contents of a vial. It says you can't attack or carry heavy objects. Would a longsword be considered a heavy object?
Well, it depends on what the game considers heavy, but no, probably not. But he like feels this happening and just sort of reaches down, stops it, and looks directly at you.
No, like Jedi Luke force power grab.
With that same paw, can I then go grab
I'm-
the keys from
I'm
it?
gonna just be panicking and diving under the table with my paws over my head.
Dive the wrong way. Dive out the door.
Dive out the door.
Yeah. Well, is it a visible thing?
It says a ghostly paw. It describes it as a ghostly paw.
Okay. So yeah, probably visible, otherwise it would mention invisible. Okay, so why don't we just all roll initiative?
We're doing so good without it, though. Oh,
Was
look
it
at that. 20.
D20? D20?
Nat 20?
Not natural.
Okay.
18 plus 2. Actually, no, 21. 18 plus 3.
What's the bonus for initiative?
Dexterity.
What? Dexterity. Ooh.
Mine's
I
a
got 11.
10.
Alright, 1 second. Jonathan, what did you say your dex is?
3 plus 3.
So, 23?
21 total is what I rolled. 18 plus 3.
No.
No.
You done goofed.
I still like where it just puts the text up over people's faces. So it's just Jamar that just says, "Can you hear me?" There you
Alright,
go.
how about
Oh,
now?
hear you back.
Yep, you're back.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Now, so everyone go through. Jonathan, what did you say?
21.
21.
10.
Okay. Alright.
7.
7, Jasper and Ernest.
11.
No.
1 second.
I've ordered so much takeout food this week.
Good. You're supporting your local economy.
I don't know if the local Papa John's and Burger King counts.
Hey, people work there.
Are you sure? Just remember,
Sorry.
every time you order Papa John's, you gotta say Papa Bless.
Well, I can't.
I'm looking up.
I
some-
can't because he's no longer the Papa.
Really?
That's true.
He's
Yeah.
still the
He's
majority owning shareholder, though.
Huh.
Nope. But yeah, but
Okay.
he stepped down like 2 weeks ago.
All right. Where was I? Okay.
You were
so.
being really mad at us, or as my notes say, the voice in the sky is angry.
All right, Jonathan, you go first. You.
Shove those guards into each other.
Yeah, that
Throw
was
open the
your
door.
actually your surprise round, so you get another round now.
So I throw open the door, and I'm just like, "Thanks for the meeting, sir." And I'm just gonna like power walk awkwardly as fast as I can out of there.
All right.
Just play cool.
So you're just gonna leave all of us
Um,
to deal with.
I assumed you guys would be following behind. If
You
not,
hear
that's your
the-
own fault.
You hear the captain shout, "Stop it! What are you?" And the other 2 guards in the next room
Oh, God.
see, I hear that happen, and they get ready. So I'm going to
For
put
what?
that in
What are they getting ready for?
to try to stop you. All right.
I don't know about my trap card.
All right. Who goes next, Jonathan?
I'm gonna pick Ernest because he shows a lot of initiative.
Okay. So now that has happened. You tried to grab his sword. He stopped you. Let's say, trying to think of what the appropriate
The mage
skill
ball
would be here.
lasts for
Steel.
a minute, by the way.
yes. So make a steel check.
What is,
That is a dexterity.
Oh, God. D20?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And
Oh, God. Nat 1.
okay. So you try and steal his keys, but you accidentally grope him instead. He's like, "Oh, what the?"
Ha!
like, starts
That's
to-
exactly what I wanted to do. Quick, everybody run.
Show us on the
Alright.
doll where the mage pilot groped you.
All right. So who goes next? So you're going to try and run,
Oh,
Ernest?
yeah. I'm running out the door as I'm groping the captain. With a ghostly paw.
Drive-by groping.
All right.
Just goose him.
You make it into the next room. I'm going to go ahead and take a fortune, give you guys a fortune thing to say that the guards who Jonathan had pushed over have now regained their composure. The one specifically that he pushed over.
I pushed one into the other to kind of like
Yeah.
bamboozle them up.
But you didn't push them that hard. So they just sort of like, what the? Since you were saying you just did touch AC. So anyway, he gets back into position and basically just blocks the door now. The other one draws his sword, he blocks the door, draws his sword. Next, the one of the two guards in the next room is going to attempt to tackle you, Davey.
Oh.
And he is going to roll a 7. So he is like fumbling around the chairs and such in the next room and doesn't even really get to you. Next, the other one is going to go for Podrick. And he rolls
Too small.
an 18.
Oh god.
So he successfully grapples you, knocks you to the ground, Podrick. So you are both prone now. Alright. Next, let's say Rosa. What do you do?
So, who am I closest to?
That is a good question.
Do we need to
Let's-
let you have a moment to draw a map for us for this combat that you weren't expecting us to take?
Well, if it gets murdery.
If it
I'll-
gets murdered.
Oh, I have a feeling.
Oh, I'm not
I
going
have
to be killed. These are good. The rest of these dogs are
Also
probably
the
good
fa-
dogs. The captain, he's corrupt. I'd probably kill him. But these guys, they're probably good dogs. Going for non-lethal.
Hmm.
Because like that dude that's blocking the door, I'm standing like he says back to me. I could just kill him right now. But okay, I'm not.
You know, I'm going to
That's
remember
smart
that
of them, though.
hates secrets
Yep.
the next time, because you actually lied to the captain. I should have pointed that out earlier.
I don't really care about lying. It's being used as like a middleman target.
You were keeping a secret from him.
Yeah.
Eh,
So,
semantics.
That's the thing is like I really trying to apply it not really as like a secret thing, but more of like being in the Kingdoms of Mal, like they're manipulators, and so he feels like he's being like manipulated to further someone else's goal at his detriment, and that's what he hates.
okay.
But he's got a negative charisma. He ain't good at words too much.
All right.
Words are
So,
hard.
anyway, let's say that the four of you were sitting on one side of the table. So you were probably close. You are probably closest at this point to Atticus.
What about the two that just got knocked over?
They have since recovered, stood up, and they are holding. They are at the door, swords drawn.
Hmm. Alright, I guess I'm gonna get in this then. Am I close?
Just a second. What are your character flaws and such?
Mine?
Yeah, what are your characteristics?
My personality traits?
Yes.
I don't like monsters. And I don't want to see anyone come to harm.
Okay.
Including the guards.
Probably.
So I'll go ahead and put another one in. Rosa, it occurs to you that if you were to possibly explain the situation, they might be on your side.
You really
Because
don't
you're
want to
literally working against pup nappers.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna be like, hey, wait, everyone, like, just chill out for a second.
Calm down.
Just chill out. So, here's the deal. We're not.
Alright, so Podrick, you've been tackled. Davy is
I still
running
have a
off to
mage
the Four
paw.
Winds.
I still have a mage paw.
Is that a concentration spell?
It does not mention concentration.
Okay. So
It
you
just
still
says
have...
duration 1 minute.
Alright, you still have that. Atticus? Wait, no, it's not your turn, but... Anyway, okay, so continue, Rosa.
So, everyone chill out. We're not bad dogs. We were sent here with a purpose to get this box. I don't think that we're against each other in this case. I think we've had a really bad misunderstanding here. And we should all just calm down and talk it out. And I'm just gonna look at Davy, just like including you.
Where? He's off. He's
Oh.
out of the
I know,
house
I'm in the
now.
next room, I thought.
Yeah, I thought
we
he
were
was
next
like
room.
in eye shot.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I didn't
Yeah,
know he
let's
was like
say.
out of my eye shot.
Let's say, yeah.
mean, if
You
the cat-
look
if they can hear the
through the
cat-
guards who are standing at the door at Davy, who is still awkwardly power walking. Davy, you hear Rosa saying, wait, let's all calm down. Do you agree with what she's saying to calm down, or are you going to still
I
continue?
don't have my weapons out. I'm cooler than cool. I'm just walking out of here as a law-abiding citizen.
So you're still walking.
I'm just I'll slow to a casual saunter.
All right.
Stay within earshot, you know. I keep my hand on my lantern. Just be ready.
The captain says, tell your friends to get back in here, and we'll hear you out.
Davy, come on, man.
Oh.
Come on. Come on.
And you,
No.
and he shouts over to Podrick, and you, get it into that mage
Persuasion.
hand.
Stop jerking dudes off.
Any more magic from you,
I
and
use
you'll
my-
be locked in a
I use
cell.
my mage hand to pick myself up and carry myself back to the room.
Just hover ominously.
You are a heavy object.
Oh, okay.
he just called you fat.
Well, yeah,
In
I
terms
just
of mage hands, like,
the mage hands kind of whiff away, and I'll start walking back. And I wink to Davey. I'm like, "We're not gonna make it out of here. Just get back in." It didn't
All right.
work. It didn't work.
I mean,
So
if
he-
I have to come quietly, I'm keeping my lantern though.
It's,
I have no
just take
idea
a
what
random
you're talking
lantern.
lantern?
No, I have a lantern in my inventory. I'm keeping that shit.
Okay. But yeah.
I knock a random
He
like
is going
pen off
to
the table.
say,
Just
guards, take their weapons, just to be safe.
Got my lantern.
Sure, let him keep the lantern. It's not lit, right? And the guard says, no, sir, it isn't.
You hear a
Okay,
voice out from under
fine,
the table that
whatever.
says, "Is it safe to come out now?"
Man. Your time is coming.
He looks under the table at you and says, that's up to your friends.
I'm sure it's fine.
I look towards Davy's
So-
feet. I just say, "I'll stay down here."
He has the other two guards come in, take your weapons. And
not
the
touch that.
other two guards stay at the door with swords in hand. And he just leans over. Go on. To
Go on,
Rosa.
Liz.
Oh, to me.
Tell
Yes.
about how
Portrait to
those
point
we
at.
saved
Who
those
sent you?
puppies.
To steal. And why?
I wouldn't call it stealing. We were sent as a job by Collins.
Who's Collins?
You don't know Collins? Everybody knows Collins. I'm just trying to help. Badly.
They're not.
I'm using my charisma.
You will have a disadvantage on pretty much any charisma rolls you take with this guy. Because he is not into you. And he did not appreciate your advances. So, I'll ask again. Who's Collins?
Collins is a rat, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Collins is a rat from the Institute asking you to help destroy the Institute from the inside out, basically.
Okay. So Collins is... Have you heard of the Institute? You have heard of the Institute, yes.
Aye. That's who you stole from.
No. So, again, not stealing.
Let's get that straight. Not stealing.
Not stealing.
Okay.
So Collins
That's who
is...
you killed a group of badgers to take alchemical items
He
from.
attacked us first, technically.
True. It was... I think so.
Hey, I did not deal the first damage.
Yes, but who did? I'm trying to remember.
The Badgers did.
I think like one of us Nat 1 has stepped on a twig while we were camping, and they came
Yeah,
and
that's
inspected and
Look
found
at
us.
my shoulder.
Aye.
I mean,
So, anyways...
You fought with them.
and I start to get the puppy eyes. Like, why I would never attack a soul. And then I point at my shoulder.
Make a charisma check with disadvantage.
Aha! So I have to roll twice and take the lower
The
one.
lower
right?
result, yes.
Okay, here. Use. Where's the blue one? Alright. Oh man, a nat 20 and a 9. So it's 9 plus 2, 11.
He is not phased.
Oh.
Alright,
Dang it.
continue, Liz.
So, Collins is one of the good guys, right? Because, the Institute, our very first mission we had to do together was to rescue some puppies from a town nearby that the Institute had stolen. So, Collins is trying to help us take this down.
You're saying that the Institute is taking puppies?
Yes.
Yep.
So, pretty much all we're doing is making sure that the puppy nabbers get destroyed.
Alright, make a persuasion roll.
Is that a d20?
Yes.
18.
He looks at you, thinks on it. I have heard about puppy napping. It hasn't happened to us yet. And you can see just he's thinking hard.
Why would it happen to you? Because they have a deal with you, so they're going to go far and wide to secluded villages where the word's not going to get out. That's their MO.
That's what I was thinking might be the case. Oh, if this is true, that would be seriously disappointing. I thought that the Institute were some of the good rats. They didn't seem like your usual cult of
Rats.
random capturing of dogs and other creatures and experimenting on them and killing them for the fun of it. Huh. There is a way to confirm this. If you would be willing to help me out with this. Like I mentioned, there is a rat here.
Choice.
There is a rat who comes here.
Wait, a figurative rat or a literal rat?
Literal.
Ah.
Ah!
I could tell him that we did capture the thieves, the robbers, because no matter what you say, it was stealing, even if it was for a good cause. You have to admit that.
It's not... Whatever.
Actually,
If you're
this would fall under the rights of salvage. They attacked us first.
Salvage!
We defended ourselves.
Why did they attack you, though?
I don't fucking know.
Why were you in the forest?
Davey,
We were literally
language.
tribal. We were traveling, and they attacked us.
You know, I
Did-
just realized I didn't get your name. What is
They
your
look
name?
rabid.
He points to Rosa.
Oh, I'm Rosa.
Right. Rosa, why were you in the
Lady
forest?
Rosa.
For salvage?
Right, so you were stealing.
We're salvaging.
Anyway. So, however you want to call it,
Salvage.
So, this
I
is all
can
a great
tell
salvage.
them whether you agree with it, us or not,
salvaging.
that we found the people who killed their badgers and took their stuff, whether it was stealing or not,
Okay.
could bring him here and instead interrogate him.
That's a good idea.
I would, however, need you to get into the jail cell to make it
Mhm.
to keep up appearances.
Can I have a moment to
As a meta moment,
discuss?
we should probably ask for the key. Into meta moment.
By the way, it looks like Jasper's camera might be frozen.
No, I see him.
Okay. So it's
Cameras
just
are
for me
freezing
then.
and unfreezing.
Alright, 1 second.
If you happen to just leave the key somewhere,
In the cell.
we will promise to put it back.
Alright.
It's a trap, said in Star Wars voice.
And so, what do you guys say? Do you ask him for the key?
Okay.
Well,
Are you guys okay with that? I mean, if we get the key, I can ask for the key.
I mean, if we get the key, I think that'd be fine.
He
as long as I can
seems
keep the
to
rest
like
of my
me,
equipment.
so.
That way we have
You're
a backup option.
You're the one who didn't attack the guards or
Right.
rope.
I know,
So-
that's what I was saying. Maybe I can actually get the key. Okay.
Also, I have my equipment with me. That way, as a fallback, I can pick the lock.
But we don't have our equipment. Or do we have our equipment? We just don't have our
Well, I only
weapons.
took
You
our
took your
weapons.
weapon.
Okay.
But
Okay.
they left us our pants, which is helpful.
as long as the key's within 30 feet, we're fine.
Okay.
31 feet. No.
So I'm gonna tell him, okay, we're okay with that, we'll comply, but we want to have a key in the cell with us. To the cell. Just in case. Because if things go
in case he were
sour,
to
you may
turn on
need
you.
us. Yes. You may
Alright.
need us.
But if it turns out that it isn't true, if you're just spinning a tail here, then we
You
would
kill
be
us.
able to get the key back easily enough. Alright, sure, why not?
Okay.
So, he leads
Does
you
she?
into the cell, hands you a key, closes the door, locks it, and tells. You hear him issue to the other guards orders to bring the box inside and go fetch the other rat in town. Tell him that they intercepted some robbers. And also, he says, oh, and go fetch Mother Tabitha. Alright, so about an hour passes. What do you guys want to do anything? The captain just sort of
I wanna-
leans back in his chair.
Can we, like, heal our wounds or something?
How wounded is everybody?
I don't know what my
Um,
HP is.
I have
Let's see.
4 of 7.
Yeah, Podrick's pretty bad. Rosa is a little roughed up.
How do I know?
Davy is also a little roughed up.
Is this in roll
Um,
20 somewhere?
Yeah,
Oh, I just don't see it.
I have everything hidden just in case I have to start drawing. So,
Oh, it says my HP is max.
oh, no? No.
I don't
Anyway,
think I would have erased at the end of last game, but it shows me it's max 2.
yeah, I'm not sure what happened with you, but for the rest of it, anyway. Yeah. Do you have any things to heal yourself with?
I have a spell I can heal somebody with if it comes that it's D8 plus.
Oh, you do have hit dice you can roll while you're resting, I think. So you can do that too.
Are you resting now?
You pretty much have no choice but to do so. You would have to like do some vigorous jumping jacks to not be resting over the next hour.
Alright.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill, because apparently I have max HP, so.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 on my 1d6.
All right. So you're basically back to full health.
Yeah, 6 out of 7.
All right.
Licked my wounds.
Davey, do you want to heal up at all?
Sure.
Okay.
Healing's great.
So
Roll one of your hit dice.
the plan here is to
5.
wait for this rat to show
Okay.
up.
Who was?
yeah.
Who else did he call for?
Mother Tabitha.
Got it.
Gotta murk her too, just to be safe.
All right. So, after about an hour, you hear the guards issuing people in. A rat. He has a bunch of pouches on him, a bag, and you can hear some clinking of glass in that bag. And he looks at you guys and says, "So these are the ones?" And the captain says, "Aye, that they are. If you wait for a moment, we have a shepherd here coming to help us with the interrogation. If you would like to sit down," and gestures to a seat. The rat says, "All right, fine," and sits down in the chair offered him. All right. Then, after a little while further, a dog in sort of like priestly robes, or not priestly, monkly, just sort of a simple burlap sort of robe, walks in. And the captain says, "Mother Tabitha, thank you for joining us." And Tabitha says, "I'm happy to help." And so the captain says, "Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cast a zone of truth. Whoever is in this zone basically must tell the truth. It's one of the more simple named spells. So if you don't mind getting into position, Mother Tabitha." And Tabitha gets ready, and while she's doing that, the captain starts motioning to some of the guards. Two of them surreptitiously walk over to the rat, and all of a sudden, they both grab him by the arms and start bringing him over to the jail cell. The rat says, "What are you doing? What is this?" And the captain
Is
says,
he being detained?
"Aye, he is." "Well, I figured we'd kill two birds with one stone. Figure out some things about the Institute as well." And the rat says, "This is not going to reflect well on you. This will hurt our business relationship." And the captain says, "That will be unfortunate, but what can you do?" And so, as the shepherd starts casting, I would like all of you to, if you choose to, make a charisma save.
Alright, I have to
Choose
roll out of here. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Davey
All right.
is voluntarily not going to make a charisma save.
All right. Anyone else? Are you wanting to?
Hold on.
I've rolled a 14.
Basically,
I rolled
this is to
I rolled a
resist
7.
resist the zone of truth. Do you want to resist the zone of truth to possibly tell lies?
Sure. I don't know if we'll need to, but I went ahead and did it anyways. I pretty
All
much told
right.
him everything.
I rolled a 7.
I had an
I
11.
think that works.
All right, just a second. Trying to see what the saving throw is. What did you guys say?
You said this was a saving throw?
Yes, charisma saving throw.
Oh, then it's an 18.
All right. Just a second. All right. So 18 from you, Liz.
Yep.
What did you say, Jasper?
Actually, charisma, it'll be a 10.
10. Ernest?
11.
All right.
Oh wait. No, 7. Sorry, 7.
Okay.
That's a big difference.
As she casts it, you see this sphere of light come out from her, surrounds all 4 of you, the guards and the rat,
Penetrates, and it's what
Whoa.
every life form is made of.
and she holds it for a second, says, the mutt has chosen not to resist. What are you again, Guardian, Liz?
Yep.
Okay. The Guardian has resisted, for whatever reason. All the others have failed to resist. And the captain sort of looks at you oddly and says, all right, I guess that'll work. So, let's start with you, Lot. You, the small fat one. And he points to Podrick.
Oh,
He says, why did you come here? And you have to tell him the truth. You are compelled. You cannot tell a lie while you're in this
I
spell.
came here to rent a cart.
Before that, why did
Before
you
that.
come to Mutt Town in the first place?
For salvage.
For s-
Do you feel that is a lie?
do I feel that is a lie? Not really. I mean, like I wasn't here for the last session, so all I can say is we came here to get some alchemy stuff for a rat who wants to save the institute from itself from stealing puppies.
Right. And when you say stealing puppies, the rat just sort of visibly stiffens, and like you can see some sweat has started to form.
I'm gonna look at the rat and call him a puppy nabber. Dirty, dirty puppy nabber.
I have no part in that.
In
And
that,
the captain says, so see, what you should have said there is the Institute does not do that. But you know that you have now admitted that the Institute is taking part in the stealing of pups. And the rat sort of just struggles and says, it's for a good cause. And the captain just leans forward. Really? Go on. And the rat is just hating the fact that he has to admit all this, and he says, we are trying to find a way to make it so that dogs can become enlightened. Our benefactor suggested that that pups are the best candidates for the process because they are their minds are the most malleable. And the captain says, and who is your benefactor? I don't know.
It's a cat. Oh, sorry.
Do you say that?
Do I think it's a cat?
Do you?
I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say that. I,
Alright.
I don't actually think it's a cat. I'm too smart for that. To just make those assumptions.
All right. Um, and so the captain just sort of leans in and says, "All right. Hmm. Well.
I-
Hmm.
Meta guys, meta, not in game right now.
Okay.
We have learned from Colin that the benefactor tells everybody to get dogs to lead them to enlightenment, but the side effect of we learned that the side effect of enlightenment means you could potentially get possessed by demons.
Oh, well.
So, like, I'm still under the effect of the truthy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could say that. I mean, as far as
You
we're
aren't-
aware, that
You
is
aren't compelled to just spout off any true facts that you know of. You just cannot lie.
Go for it. Do it.
But yeah, if you want to.
Oh, hold on, I think the pizza's at the door.
All right.
Oh, do it. I tell him about the
Yes,
enlightenment
it is.
turning into demon possession.
Okay.
And then I tell the rat, does the enlightenment not also result in demon possession? Answer it now.
No, it doesn't result in that. And the captain says, but it could happen. And the rat just sort of looks very uncomfortable, actually kind of sad, and says, it is a possibility, but the benefactor has done his best to prevent that. He has taught us runes that will protect the pups from possible possession as much as possible. And so the captain just sort of sits there. Right. Well, I think that will be all that we need from you. And he says, all right, Charles, would you mind letting the group out of their cell? And Charles goes over and unlocks your cell, opens it up, and the captain holds out his hand. I'll have that key back. Thank you.
I'll hand it back to him.
As we walk out of the cell, you'll hand it back to him.
Yes, of
And
course.
and he puts the key back in on the ring of keys. All right, put him in, and they carry the rat over, throw him inside, close the door, lock the door. And so the captain says, "Well, that is unfortunate.
Unfortunate that we are good.
Hey, don't gloat.
Debatable. You're still robbers."
Salvagers.
All right, just get out.
Okay, so I guess
And
we're
you,
We're out
gonna
here.
leave.
and he points to you, Podrick, says, "Be careful where you grab with that mage hand of yours, and mage paw of yours in the future. You sick bastard."
My soul is zone of truth.
Tempted he'd throw you in overnight just for that. All right, so you guys, do you want to try to carry the box yourself back onto the cart?
Would they help us or?
If you ask, yeah, one of them will help you
Okay.
out.
So, you think one of you guys could help us with our salvage here to get it back on the cart?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
And they help you move it back onto the cart. And you start riding out of town. Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I'm good. We're gonna go back to Collins, right?
Yep.
This town is dead
Alright.
to me.
And you are dead to this town. Alright, so after a few days' journey, you make it back to the port town of Portington and bring up the box to Collins's room. And Collins is there, says, "All right, good job." And she moves over to the box, undoes a couple of latches, and you see all four of the walls of the box, after she has removed the lid, they just sort of fall to the side, and you see like a neatly stacked group of like potion holders. And you can see that the first 2 rows of 10 potions are a bright red, whereas the bottom layer has a bunch of different colors. Let me pull up the information real quick. Brain, sorry. All right. So everything went well. You're back with Collins.
Oh, that's quick.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Well, after the rat admitted everything, there wasn't really much reason to keep you there, and I didn't feel like just saying. Also, a bunch of worms, giant worms, attack you on the road.
Oh God. Not the worms.
We ran away.
Yeah, that'd be the smart idea when you're carrying fragile potions and bombs, basically.
Hey, I mean, the worms might help kind of cushion them.
Or they might crash into the box. So, as I was mentioning, the first 2 rows of potions are bright red. The bottom layer are 2 potions each, 5 groups. The first one is a bright, sickly green. The next is a light blue. The next is more of an orange, followed by a darker blue, and a darker green. So you have red, blue, green, all these different colors. Collins says, "I see that you haven't taken your payment yet. Do you want just 2 potions, or would you like some of the flasks on the bottom?"
Can I use my No Arcana skill to understand what potions are what?
I will also use my No Arcana skill for the same reason.
Sure. Go ahead and roll that.
Roll d20 plus 2. I got a whopping...
I have rolls.
Wait, which skill is Arcana? Wisdom. So 14.
All right.
I got a 5.
So, you know that the first 2 layers are health potions. You can't necessarily gauge the strength of them. The lower range are what are known as chaos flasks.
I like the sound of those.
Yeah.
Each of them have an elemental effect. If you were to pour it out or break it, their usual method is to just hurl it or smash it into someone. The bright green is an acid effect. Bright blue is cold. The orange is heat. The dark blue is lightning. And the dark green is poison.
Does this mean I could be Palpatine?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Drink the lightning flask.
For a very short amount of time.
Shit.
It isn't like a drink it and you get these powers. It is a this
we'll
is
try.
acid and poison. And basically liquefied fire and ice and lightning. It would not be pleasant to drink any of the bottom row.
Says you.
Maybe he's into that.
Colin says,
Oh.
I would ask of the bottom row that you would only take one of any of these types. We have uses for them.
How about one elixir and one potion?
Which elixir? Or
What do you guys think? Lightning?
Sure.
I think for the badass factor, we can go with some lightning.
all right. Who wants to carry the lightning chaos flask?
I've fallen off Liz's shoulders a lot. That sounds really dangerous.
Mm.
I think Podrick should carry it.
I think
Yeah, I'll
Podrick's
carry
probably
it.
the safest option here.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, the one with the lowest dexterity. Whole group.
Since they are meant to be like used as weapons, they aren't too fragile. Like they seem to be pretty decently thick glass, but if you hurled one with force, it would shatter and unload its payload. So, Podrick, add one chaos flask.
Yep. Now for the potion, I say we go poison. Who knows when we might need some.
No, it like. Okay, so you don't want any health potions?
Oh, they're okay. The health potions. That's right.
The first two layers
Gotcha.
are health potions. So, so go ahead and add one lightning chaos flask, and here are its stats.
All right.
It does. Oh, well, that's boring. I thought it would do bludgeoning and the elemental effect, but it says ignore the bludgeoning damage of the flask. It does 2d8 lightning damage.
All right.
All right. And do you want another chaos flask or a health potion?
Actually, so when you said the only take,
You won the game. Everything is good. Goodbye. No.
Davey suddenly snaps up. What? What's going on?
I don't even
All right.
see. I see
Several
track
days.
with a post,
I am
that's
being
it.
completely serious here. Everything worked out. The other rat was thrown in jail after he was forced to admit, due to the zone of truth, because he rolled a 4, actually a 3, to resist it. He was forced to admit that he is doing pup napping.
Which wasn't really a problem until he's like, yeah. He our benefactor says that we're helping him reach enlightenment, and I was like, or I think I had to step away, but we're like, yeah, but doesn't enlightenment mean you're potentially possessed by demons? And that's kind of
And
where it
he
went
said
down for him.
that that is not the result of the enlightenment rituals, but it is a potential side effect. However, the benefactor does his best to prevent this by helping them install runes to ward off demons as much as possible. All right, just a
I'm just gonna
second.
rule that like Davey had an allergic reaction to the zone of truth and just was like in a coma.
God.
What was I going to say?
Is there a poison flask?
Um,
But there can't
yes, there is a poison chaos flask. So, Jonathan, what has happened is you've gone back to Collins. She has unveiled all the different potions and other things. The bottom row is what is called Chaos Flasks, and there are 2 each of acid, cold, fire, lightning, and poison. So far, you guys have taken 1 lightning flask, and you still have 1 choice left as payment.
What's
feel like
chaos
boy-
do?
They're all chaos flasks.
Oh,
No, they're not all. Like,
Oh.
all the ones on the bottom are Chaos Flasks. All the ones on top are, let's see. Well, I thought it'd be easy to just say health potion, but apparently that's not a thing as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah, the chaos flasks have different types. We got 1 lightning type. I think a poison type would be good. We could. I mean, I'm not saying we'd use it on good boys and good pups, but we could use it on a cat or 2.
is there any type of like
Just think, we pop the
confusion or
lightning flask on some cats, and they just like stick together. I officially know what we're saving this for.
Well, you gotta do it for science.
Nice.
Or we could. Didn't we try to like make our own boat?
Making your own boat would be extremely expensive because in Pugmire, boats are literally made of money. That is what plastic is for. It is to create ship hulls that will resist the acid oceans.
Acidosis.
Acid oceans.
I know that.
Yeah.
Acidosis sounds cool.
The other, the potions are specifically potions of heroism.
So what do you guys think? Potion of heroism or some good old poison?
Heroism.
Well, didn't she ask that we only take one of the like bottom layer potions?
1 of each. Like, don't take both lightning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would
so
probably go for
let's
some
do it.
poison.
All right.
What does Davey think?
Yeah, are you okay with taking lightning and poison?
Davey, what's your class?
I don't think I heard the other options. There are lightning, poison, and what else?
There are 5 types of chaos flasks. There is acid, cold, fire, or heat. I'll double check with that. Lightning and poison. They all do that type of damage.
I don't know. I kind of feel like cold might be better if we could use it to like freeze people, like emergency smoke grenade kind of thing, you know?
Is that a mechanical Pugmire?
I don't.
It can be.
How cold are we talking about here?
Yes. How cold are we talking about?
If you make it sound like a cool enough idea, it can be.
I mean, I guess we should ask, what happens if we quaff it?
No, you don't.
If you drink it,
Dude.
bad things.
We could,
You would
We don't
take
need an
the
Arcana
damage.
roll for that.
You would
the
be
voice in the sky has repeatedly suggested not doing that.
like, this is the kind of thing that you smash over someone's head. And, like, as I mentioned, one of the possibilities is literally acid. So you would be drinking acid.
Also,
Right.
there's some not heroin, heroism potions.
Heroin
Yes.
potion.
Heroin
The,
potion.
The ones on top are called potions of heroism. And because I looked it up, they are actually also a green. Not exactly. Like, the acid is more of a yellowish green. This is a bright green. Like, it more invokes a feeling of, like, well, let me look
Do I
up.
still not know what it is?
Hmm?
I mean,
Yeah, you would probably have an idea of what it is
I mean, I rolled earlier to figure out what
as
the
a
hell.
as a shepherd. Let's see. Just a second. Uh, so, for one scene or combat after drinking this potion, the user heals 1d10 stamina points, 1d10 spell slots, and is under the effect of the bless spell. I'll have to look that up. I might downgrade it later, just in case that's too OP. Turns out there's not a whole lot in the way of health potions in this game. But yeah, so basically that is your choice. So you have chosen one Chaos Flask of Lightning, which does 2d8 lightning damage.
I
So
think
what
the
is
cold
your...
I think the cold would be a good one. That would be a good. We can free some folks, steal their stuff, and
Don't you mean aggressively salvage their stuff?
aggressively
Salvage.
salvage. Since they're not moving, they clearly don't need their weapons.
The blood just needs to be outside the body. Have you tried that?
Alright.
That's the best way to get your blood pressure and LDL levels down.
Yeah, I think blood pressure would significantly drop once
Yes.
it gets outside the
See,
body.
he just died of terminally low blood pressure, and we just salvaged his gear.
Alright.
I'm not a doctor. I'm just a bloodologist.
Wanted to check the stream real quick. Told me it's my 7-month anniversary.
Wow, thank you.
Alright, so you have taken the lightning and cold elixirs. And so Collins says, alright, now that you have taken your payments, I do not have any work for you at the moment. I figure you might want to just rest for a time. I will contact you once we have something else for you to do. And we'll go ahead and call it there for tonight.
Perfect.
Just under 2 hours.
Bingo, bango.
Oh, we have chaos potions. I just like open it up and just start like, ooh,
Whee!
champagne.
No, don't do that.
Party time.
Everyone takes damage.
Everyone dies. And that
Why?
is how Pugmire ended.
I'm not sure what would happen
Yeah, well,
if you, like, shook up a Chaos Flask.
I guess the thing is, like, what would its real-world analog be? Because, for instance, napalm, not napalm, C4 is extremely explosive, right? It's
Yeah.
safe to eat. It gets you high if you eat it. I learned that from Vietnam.
I think
Really now.
Yeah, actually, that's the Marines would eat it just to get high. I couldn't
I'm
draw
trying to
on
think
television.
whether, like, this is sort of the thing where whether it would be like upon coming in contact with air, it would cause problems, or like whether it's specially treated glass.
If you type in "eat C4" on Google, the first suggested response is to get high.
Yep.
Hey, hey, does this explosive make you high? I don't know. You'll have to see for yourself.
God.
Oh, no. No.
Humans will eat anything
Just
to get
the
high.
worst.
That was the best goddamn pun you've heard all day. Only
Kinda like
because
Tide
you haven't had a
Pods.
lot of fun.
You want to know what else they should eat? That cotton candy in the walls.
Damn right. Dude, did you know that your car leaks Gatorade?
Alright, so let's not just have this be the random chatting stream about stuff we found on Google.
Okay, so I guess we'll end the stream. So thank you guys for watching our 4th episode of Pugmire with your special guest Merylwyn, since this is now Durandy's stream. If you want to send us off,
Twitch, stay sexy.
thank you.